All right. Welcome back to Geekset Rewind, our recap rewatch show. And today we are breaking down and going over Transformers Rise of the Beast. And first off, before we get into this, I know that there's been a lot of Transformers fatigue. I know a lot of people have indifferent feelings about Transformers. But I want to let you know, like, the fun that you may have been missing from Transformers, this movie definitely brought it back.
Yeah, it's definitely back. Yeah. To your point, I was definitely like, it's Transformers.
Yeah, that's how Transformers normally is. It's normally like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I'll check it out. It's gonna, but I'm not, there's really no expectations to be blown away or anything like that. Just like some good action, you know what I'm saying?
That's all I really ever expected from Transformers. I never went into it like, bro, I need this to be the most compelling story ever. It was, look, I just want to see giant robots fighting.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do the quick plot synopsis and everything, and then we'll do a quick spoiler free, and then we'll tell everybody to stop, and then we'll do the full go in.
Yep.
All right. So the quick the synopsis: plot in the distant future, Unicron devours a planet inhabited by the Maximals and sends down Scourge. Sorry about that. Sends down Scourge, the Terracons, and an army of Predacon drones known as the Scorponaut. Man, I did not know these names was that hard like that.
I remember naming the Scorpion ones.
Apelink, the Maximal leader, sacrifices himself to allow some Maximals to escape the prehistoric Earth, leaving Optimus Primal in charge. So that is just the quick synopsis of it and everything. So let's give it, let's do, like, just right off the rip, let's do our ratings. How many Eagles are you giving this one right off the rip?
I'll give it a solid 4 Eagles.
4?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm landing at 4 because, you know, with this, again, the action generally is always there in a Transformers film.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Michael Bay blows up shit.
Right. And I mean, I know even though he wasn't directing this one, he was a producer. So you know he had his hands on. It was just like more explosions, more bombs.
But I think what made this one get the 4 and what made it feel different for us, one, right off the rip, was the soundtrack.
The soundtrack.
Oh my
crazy.
God, that soundtrack was, because this was set in like the 90s. So they was having that 90s hip hop era.
The 90s vibe. Oh. I think it was the Transformers account. They had their latest tweet, and it was the handshake, and it was like Transformers 90s hip hop, and it had the little handshake.
Oh yeah.
Them. And I mean, it was true because everything in this film, like all of the music was pretty much 90s hip hop.
Yeah, and I think that, you know, as the movies continue to grow, like the film industry and everything like that, the importance, and it's always been there. It was like the score, right? Yeah. But it was always more like, you know, a lot of it classical instrumentation and everything like that. Every now and then it'd be a good song but I feel like in today's age, the soundtracks are making a comeback. Like, you want to hear the sounds of the movie now, you know?
Like, I know. I think they released a Spotify. I think it's a Spotify playlist with like
all
of it.
I didn't know that. Oh, that's fire.
I'll definitely double check, and we'll throw the link in the description.
Yeah.
But I mean, I gotta go find it because I'm definitely gonna have to. That's a good playlist to just be walking around with, just doing stuff.
Yeah, and then, you know, and it had that like I said, that New York feel. It was shot in New York, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. The main character, Brooklyn as hell, you know what I'm saying? Noah Diaz, and
hey, bro, look like Terrence Howard. I told you that off air, but I want them on air to know that as well, so that way now they can only just see it.
Yeah, and so, you know, and like his character. You know, we both went in and said we do not care for any human aspect. Yeah. And his character actually was manageable. Like it didn't take away.
His storyline, you know, obviously this is spoiler free at the moment, so I won't go too deep into it, but it drew you in that you wanted to see him win. Yeah,
especially because with his relationship with his brother, you know, obviously, you know, for those, he has a brother and he's dealing with
Sickle
cell, right? So you know what I'm saying. So he has that. This character is like the mother bear, big brother looking after his brother, always, trying to make sure his brother, is he kind of made it a superpower, right? It was like, when his brother was like, trying to hide that his hand was hurting and stuff like that. He's like, no, you gotta let me know we in this together, So like they built that with the handshake, like you said, the handshake was fire because it like it gives you something that you can think of and everything, right? And then like even when they got into old girl storyline, like she killed it, just being the person. In these movies, they always have that person who
like the brains and
the brains and that unlocks the code, the hidden thing, and everything like that. Shout out to Dominique Fishback. Yeah, she plays Elena Wallace. And so and their dynamic too also was pretty dope because. I mean, a lot of the time they forced like a love romance, right?
Right.
And this one, I mean, they bonded, they got close, but it wasn't like a love romance thing.
Right. It was one of those things where if in the second movie it said like, yo, they're dating or whatever, it's like, you know what? You could see it been earned.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it wasn't like, oh yeah, they automatically got to be going together.
Yeah. And so, the voice acting was pretty fire. Oh my God.
Some of the names that they had voice acting is crazy.
I mean, Pete Davidson, the character that he played, it fits so perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm on record. I think that this may like the thing about Pete Davidson is he's famous, right? Already famous, already established. But outside, though he was on Saturday Night Live, people don't really like. He's not Saturday Night Live comedy. You know what I'm saying? Now and stuff like that. So it's like he hasn't had a role or anything really to me that cemented him right there. And I feel like with voice acting for sure, like this role really he killed it.
The way that he was, obviously he was one of the robots, and I know they've already announced he was Mirage.
Mirage. Yep.
Mirage was so fucking funny.
Yeah, bro. Like I said, I was finding myself saying, "Damn, I think I might like Mirage better than Bumblebee." Right. Toby Newigwe was in there. He had a funny role.
He had a good role.
Yeah.
Shout out to Michelle. Yo, she was killing it.
Yep.
Peter Dinklage.
Ron Perlman.
Like some of the names they had were crazy. And I know Transformers, they usually, obviously it's big budget, so it's not surprising. But I don't ever remember looking at the cast list of a Transformers, like for who are voicing.
You know what? You're right. I never really did.
Like, yo, whoa. And so it was dope to see that.
Yeah. And then, also, I know one of the big things that people try to knock a lot of times too is the comedy of it, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, as they're trying to, but I'm like, it does. We got to remember this. It is still Transformers. So like, I like the balance of kiddie humor, adult humor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The kind of way that they go and everything. And then again, like I said, back to the action. The action was fire, but then also the lore. This one was the first one that I really paid a lot of attention to the lore of Autobots, the Primals, Optimus. Like, I'm like, yo, hey, this is actually way crazier than I thought.
I had so many. Like I said, we're there taking on. I'm like. This is where we start skirting that line of like, do we stop to let you know, like, hey, you might want to go watch it first?
You know what? Yeah, matter of fact, let's do that. We're going. So right now, like I said, 4 Eagles across the board. Amazing performance. Music is really fire. Action is there. Definitely watch it. Really some heavy hitters and voice acting and everything like that. It's really, really dope. All right, so let's get into our spoilers and everything like that.
First off the rip, the Mark Wahlberg Easter egg.
Yeah,
great.
Yeah.
To just casually drop that in there.
Yep.
But to your point before about how you were finally invested, because I was too. I was finally invested, but I was so damn confused because to my point, like I was saying earlier, I go into Transformers movie and it's almost like you just sort of shut your brain off. You just like, I'm here for the action. I just want to see this. And so as they're going through the plots, I think I turned to you a couple times. Like, so is this a reboot?
Yeah.
Like, this don't seem to jive with what I remember.
Right.
So,
yeah.
It was a dope storyline, but if you haven't watched it, now obviously if you're watching this now, you already didn't watch the damn movie.
Yeah.
But maybe rewatch some of the old Transformers movies.
Yeah.
See where we're going from here.
Well, and remember so there's a big reveal at the end. We'll save that for a little bit later. But with the big reveal and everything, and kind of because this kind of is like we're dealing with future, but it jumped back in the past. I wonder if this is like a soft reboot.
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I think you still need to sort of know, because wherever it's going, I think sort of how the way Optimus, his mindset on humans changed throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Because obviously, when he pulled up and he didn't fuck with humans, I was kind of like, yo.
Yeah, because right. This Optimus was like, bro, I ain't trying to fuck with these humans, and you know what I'm saying? Because I mean, and you know, yes, I mean, obviously he has his reasons and everything like that, but like, you know, we got to see what got Optimus so optimistic about Earth and protecting the people, you know. And so, you know, as we get into the story, like, so, you know, like, so Noah Diaz, you know, he's a down on the luck guy in Brooklyn, ex-military, trying to go for some jobs, and he's getting shit on. And Toby Nwigwe is like the local street hustler. So, you know, when he realized that he got to get money for his brother, because his brother, you know, they don't have the necessary health care. Yeah. And so that was his big driving factor.
Hey, shout out to Toby for having comedic chops, by the way.
Hey, really?
I was shocked by that.
Yeah, he came in and killed it. Is this to be his first major role in a movie? He killed it. And so, you know, after corporate world ain't working, you're like, all right, well, let me hit my homie up and see what it is. You know what I'm saying? They had the big plan to steal this car and flip it.
Also funny, the man had a Robin mixtape.
He did.
Like,
right.
A mixtape specifically for this for when we robbing. Like that.
What would be on your Robin mixtape?
Ooh. I feel like Annie Up gotta be on there.
Annie Up definitely. Annie Up
you gotta
on
get
there.
aggressive stuff to get yourself in the mood. Like,
oh man.
I might have got yourself a gun.
I'm gonna have a kick dough on there for Master P. UGK pull a kick dough. Ooh. You know what? I want that early. I'm gonna ask y'all this early.
I'm curious.
Put in there. Put in the comments. What would be in your Robin mixtape? You know, when you about to hit a lick, what are you playing in your mixtape? But just so happen, why every time? I mean, I know it's the movie time, but it's like, bro, the worst thing that you can do is try to steal an Autobot. Cause that motherfucker was clean.
Low key, when he unlocked it and it locked itself back twice, clearly this ain't meant for me.
I would have thought somebody was there fucking around. So I'm like, maybe not this car. Let's look at another car.
Clearly this is not for me.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying, and then that's when the chase ensues, and they're running away from the police first, right?
Yeah, it was the. Yeah, cause I think the security guard who saw them called the cops.
Oh wait, hold on. We jumped too far. So simultaneously, while he's doing this, we got to go back to old girl storyline, because remember she found that she works for the museum, and so they had brought all these artifacts, and she studies them. She's able to like pinpoint it. Right. Also, hey, that white lady trying to take the credit for her discovery, for Elena's discovery.
I'm glad we didn't see her anymore.
Yeah. So, but a piece, this weird looking bird comes through, and Elena's like, this is not where they said it's from.
Yeah, I think they said it was from Greece or something.
Yeah, and she's like, nah. She was like, I ain't never seen these symbols before. So as she's researching, she sneaks back in during closing hours, and as she's running her test and everything like that. That's
right. The chase is happening during all of this.
And the bird crumbles, and when it crumbles, it shoots out this beam. Now humans can't see this beam, but Autobots, Decepticons, Transformers can. So when the beam goes up, Optimus Prime immediately sees it.
Oh, that's right. He calls in. Autobots.
He calls in. He's like, yo, what the fuck is that? Autobots, where y'all at? So while he's robbing the car, that's when...
that's right. That's why the car peels out.
Yeah.
When she was looking at it, I thought that was an air razor, right? I thought that was air razor, like in like a different form.
I thought too.
When it crumbled, I was like, okay, shit, it's finna just...
Yeah, I thought it was too, but it ended up being that. And so Mirage, of course, hearing Optimus Prime, he rolls out, and then they go into the little the chase scene.
They were fucking up. Like they had no care for humans.
They didn't. They was fucking up mad shit. And then Mirage having dope powers, being able to split himself into. I mean, I don't know what his number limit is, but he split himself. to like 6. At that one, at the first chase, it was 6.
The first chase, he split himself into 6.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, destroying the shit out of cop
Destroying
cars.
the shit out of cop cars, man. And so, Optimus Prime does his signature roll up. You know what I'm saying? Where he walks in and you see all the Transformers that we have here. But B pulls back up. You know what I'm saying? And that was big. And then so when they tell the story.
No, we got Optimus roll up was the most aggressive roll up.
Oh yeah,
because he rolled up and didn't say shit to anybody else. Like, bro, who is dude?
Yeah, he rolled up and walked in. Yeah, it was different. Usually Optimus Prime, I feel like Optimus Prime in all the other Transformer movies rolled up and it kind of flexed. Like, hey, y'all see me? Hey, what's good, y'all? You know what I'm saying?
Like
hey, I'm Optimus. This one was a roll up like, hey man, who the fuck is this?
Like he was. I think he was halfway ready. He was like, "Hey, what's good?"
He was like, you don't brought. He was like, Mirage, you don't brought a human, and then Mirage like, no, he the homie, man. He's trying to, you know what I'm saying? So when they're trying to figure out the plan, they're like, yo, we gotta go get that because remember, Optimus Prime doesn't know about Unicron yet.
Right.
At this time, what he sees is,
home.
This is a way that we can get back to Cybertron, right? And so, you know what I'm saying? So when they start telling the plan, and he's like, all right, well, we can't go in because the people won't see us as big as aliens. We got this human homie here. Let's make him go in, right? So when he goes in and breaks in, that's when we get the first interaction between him and Elena. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And then he's like, it's funny because it's like he didn't want to be there in the first place,
right?
So he's like, damn it, I know I can't tell her, but then when he tells her, she like, really?
Yeah, cause you gonna think it's a lie.
Yep.
I get that.
But you know what I'm saying. But then Scourge, he saw it too, and they on their way, and they immediately blow up that motherfucker museum. That museum. That guard, yeah.
He was just trying to do his night.
Yeah, and they got blown up, and then they also got these weird looking alien things that Scourge be sending out there, be running after them.
His attack dog.
Yeah, his attack dogs, right? And then we get the first big fight because that's when, not necessarily the first big fight. I mean, technically,
technically the big fight was
during
the very beginning,
where they show like
cold because the plot just gave that scene. Like when you gave the initial plot, it just said, "Hey, would you give you this first scene?"
Yeah, they just gave it the first scene. Yeah, but when Scourge and them comes down, then that's when the Autobots roll up. You know what I'm saying? And they get busy. But like them niggas was getting
hands put to them.
Getting hands put to them. You know what I'm saying? B fell. Oh man, B got killed.
That was the first instance where I was like, bro, is this a reboot?
Yeah.
I was like, from what I know, B was in the first.
Yeah, he was in a lot. Yeah.
That was the first instance where I was a little confused.
B fell, sacrificed himself because he was about to take out Optimus. He was about to take out, which I'm glad they didn't give us another Optimus death. I feel like Optimus died in everyone. Like he died in the first one, and then
was it the first one he died in?
Wasn't that the one where Sam had to put the key back in him?
Oh, that was.
Yeah, and then the whatever one where he got jumped. No, that was the first one where he got jumped and he got killed.
Yeah,
in the woods.
He died. I think it was 3. Whichever one was Revenge of the Fallen.
Yeah, Revenge of the Fallen. Yeah, so it's like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't need to see Optimus fall again, G.
Yeah, I feel you. I can understand that.
But like, you know what I'm saying? But it was that because you got to think too. Also, you know, they tell the story of Megatron. And I mean, not Megatron, of Optimus, and how Optimus, the reason why they were even on Earth, it was a pit stop. You know, if they were trying to recover for the war and they head back and they end up getting stuck. So he felt really shitty because he's like, we got you stuck here and you died.
I'm not gonna lie. I still don't fully get like
how they got stuck.
Yeah.
I wonder, did they have? Because I wonder if they came like regular, like we just flew here, or did they actually portal travel?
That would make more sense if it was a portal travel.
Then whatever they traveled to, you know what I'm saying. So
I don't know why I picture like you said, they just flew here, just like damn, we don't know how to get back. It's like, damn, y'all know how to retrace your steps.
Right, and so, but then secretly though, also as they tell that story, like we're trying to get back, and Scourge, you know, he got the piece, but like they find out like, oh, it's split in half.
Yeah, because that's right. As
they're fighting.
No, because after Scourge gets away from, that's where the air raiders show up during the fight or after.
Ooh, I thought it was during. I think she came through right because remember after he killed B, he was about to do another death blow on Optimus, and then she did that fire. To split them up, and then he was like, but they thought they won because they had the piece.
They still got away with the piece.
Yeah, they had the piece, and when he went to Unicron was like, dog, bro, that's only half, and you know what I'm saying, and told him like, bro, you got to go find the other one.
I thought Unicron was about to kill him.
I thought he was about to kill him too.
Knowing that Unicron was in it, I was like, all right, he finna do something weird and become just a super giant robot. So the damn dude finna die.
Yeah, and so, and then she thinks all the other Primals are dead.
Yeah.
So, when they tell her, they're like, no, we split it up, but we don't know where the other one's at. Elena, smart ass, found out, like, oh, wait, I know exactly where it's at. I've been researching it. It's, where they went to Peru. Yeah, she's in Peru. They in Peru. So then, another Easter egg, they're like, okay, so, but how we gonna get there? And then Stratosphere shows up.
Yeah, looking worse for wear.
Stratosphere shows up, and they're like, all right, we got to get in the Stratosphere. But what I was going to say, simultaneously, while they're figuring out, like, we got to get this extra key to try to get back home, Elena and Noah, they like, bro, Noah's like, we need to destroy this shit.
Elena,
he was like,
Elena was kind of like,
well, she's a researcher still too, so that's right.
She not thinking about like, why would we do that? Like,
and Noah's like, nah, I got to save my brother, but I also got to save this Earth, and we got to get that other half of the transwarp key. Because he's like, I just saw them get their ass beat.
Right. He's like, I wrote this down too. That was when him and Optimus they had their first back and forth.
Yeah.
And Optimus was like, I forgot what his statement was. But he was like, bro, why would I trust a dude who can't save his own?
Yeah, that's what he said. He was like, because Noah said, hey, we coming. And right. And Optimus was like, nah, you can't fight this. You can't be in this fight. And he's like, but why would I trust Earth to somebody who couldn't say their own home planet? I was like, damn, that was a burn. Like, ooh, that was a burn. I'm like, shit. You know what I'm saying? So. But again, like I said, he also, because he wants to save the planet, he's like, nah, we destroying this motherfucker.
Right, because all he thinking of is, like you said, they just lost. We lead them to the second one, they just gonna lose again.
They gonna lose again.
And now we out.
Yeah, so, and then when they get to Peru, it just happened to be, now what was that festival or?
I don't remember the name of it.
But it was something going on where all of Peru was out there. They was partying. It was music and festivals.
To believe that, well, we can't go here as giant robots, but they ain't finna see this big ass 16-wheeler and just be like, that's
right, because they just did regular cars. And also, like, y'all standing on the outskirts, I still find it wild that nobody saw these niggas standing up top.
Like nobody was around.
Right, not one person, but as they get there, like I said, the Terracons are there. You know what I'm saying? The Autobots are there, and then Noah and Elena, they're going and they're trying to find it because they don't know exactly where it's at. They just know where it's at. And then, like I said, they know it's in this little area.
You're right.
They don't know where.
They knew it was in that temple.
Yeah,
but
that temple.
She didn't know where in the temple.
Yep. But like I said, because she's been studying all those symbols and everything, she saw them on the ground. They started moving some things, found this whole underground temple.
Yeah, she snapped.
She snapped. Like I said, and that's what makes to me, that's the one aspect that I always enjoy for Transformers, and out of all of them, it's like that national treasure discovery type aspect of it.
The way they always do it, it makes it feel like, oh, this ancient thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing everybody always says. Those ancient civilizations couldn't have not been touched by alien life.
Mm-hmm.
So it's sort of like, hey, yeah, but this is the alien life.
Yep. And so, but when they get down to the tunnel and into the temple, the box is empty.
Right.
Which I was like, okay, I'm thinking. So at that point, I thought they were gonna have to fight in the temple. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know that there was tunnels that led but I mean, it makes sense because the tunnels led out to the woods, and then when you get out to the woods, that's when we get the reemergence of Optimal Primal.
Yeah.
And
did you know immediately when the box was empty that Optimus and them had moved it?
I didn't know who moved it. I didn't know if it was going to be the government had got to it. Because remember, at that point, we still didn't get the big government interaction, because that's what that's been the constant in every Transformer. Government, Autobots, the Decepticons, humans, like it's all that, right? So when I saw that, at first I'm like, oh, okay, now we're going to deal with that government faction who's been studying it. But when they got out the tunnel, when they said where they at, or they're in the tunnel going to the woods, I said, oh, okay, Optimus Primo did it.
The only reason I had assumed immediately because when she was researching it, when they were showing the stuff that it grew.
Oh, they did.
It had the gorilla.
And the hieroglyphs. Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, okay. So
yeah, you're right.
Wherever they were at, these people are in contact with him.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, we find out because there was a tribe that welcomed them when they first landed, and helped them hide the transwarp key, but also they protected them. So it was like, you know what I'm saying, which was, you know, and I think, did they say what type of tribe that was?
I don't think so. It's some indigenous tribe.
Yeah, some indigenous tribes of Peru.
They never gave them a name.
Okay, I wanted to give them the respect to make sure, but well, you know, whatever it was, but it was dope because, like I said, you know, you got to think, anytime you deal with indigenous tribes to any homeland, there's always lore, there's always religion, there's all tradition and everything like that. So to kind of have that, you know, you just think they probably look at that at the first time when they saw it, they probably were like, oh, okay, these are gods, you know, at that point. Sure. You know what I'm saying?
Giant mechanical gorilla
that can talk. that can talk. You know, so you know, that was pretty like dope, just to have that that heritage or just whatever there. And then, you know, and that's when, you know, they tell them like, yeah, this is what actually happened. But, you know, at that moment, is that when the fight?
That's when the second fight happens.
The second fight happens.
What was that? Yeah, because what we forgot to say is when they were getting away the first time.
That's what we talked about. Yeah, when we did. Yeah,
Air Razor got hit.
Yeah, because Scourge and them, they was chasing them. So as the humans was running, the Autobots, they finally say, okay, we got to meet up with them. So they trying to meet up with them at the end of the tunnel, and then the Terracons and them, they attack while they're doing that. And Scourge and Optimus have their fight.
Have their fight.
And then Air Razor.
She gets hit with, I guess I don't know, mind control shit. I thought he was just gonna rust her away.
That's what I thought, because he looks rusty as fuck, and he hit her with like a bomb or a grenade that caught her wing, and so as she's flying, you start seeing it started to corrode her wing, and so when they do finally all meet up, I mean, Air Razor has to play the dictator, like yo, don't kill each other. But then, like I said, you see her wing, and then you know, so as Optimus Primal was telling them like what happened to them, because she thought that they was dead, he thought she was dead, so like now he's telling the story. They meet the tribe, they get the other half, but you know, like she's constantly still deteriorating,
right?
You know, so then when they sleep for the night, Elena wakes up first to see Air Razor like twitching and going crazy, and her eye keep on changing colors, and that's when she was like, I can't hold it in, y'all gotta get about it here, because you know, she pretty much told them where they was at.
Yep.
And then also she turned on them. She was about trying to kill Elena and everything like that. Big battle ensues, and
Primal eventually kills her.
Yeah, Primal has to take her out.
I understand how he killed her, because I didn't realize they could get choked out.
I didn't think they could get choked out either, but it looked like he choked her out like a motherfucker.
So that kind of threw me for a loop, because I was like, damn, he just choking her out.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if they said anything, but yeah, no, he definitely, he just choked her out. He had to.
No, that's wild.
Yeah, and so once Scourge gets the key, they immediately open up that volcano to open up the portal, so that way Unicron can come through. Because pretty much, I guess Unicron was asleep, or I guess if he doesn't eat,
it was like a portal. Yeah, he was hungry. He definitely kept talking about how hungry he was.
Because so once the portal happens and everything, they send more of the little whatever those things is down, the
attack dog. That's what I can call them.
The attack dogs, right? And then the big battle ensues, because like they're like, all right, Unicron's opening not Scourge is opening the portal. They got they reinforcements. We kind of got to do something, you know what I'm saying? And prior to it too, a big moment that we did forget was when Mirage and Noah went back to talk to the crib before they left.
Oh yeah, and they met his brother.
They met his brother because and his brother was found out like, okay, there's aliens out here, and he told Mirage like, make sure you watch after my brother. He was like, you know what I'm saying? So Mirage gave him this little hand thing before they went on there. What's the name, right? They didn't know that it was a gun.
Yeah, there was a
flashlight, but it ended up being a gun. So like now everybody's strapped up, you know what I'm saying? And the plan is, because of the way that the contraption is that open up the portal. They have these other tunnels, and it was like
an exhaust vent.
Exhaust vent. So they was like, look, the humans go there, we keep them busy, and then she was like, because she found out the passcode to stop it and everything like that. So he was like, all right, we keep them busy, you put the passcode in, right? And so they was like, all right, bet. And so they started. It was going good.
Okay.
Okay. And then I think the turning point was when.
So I think it was when Scourge asked for more reinforcements.
Yes, yeah, he asked because he asked for the scorpion things.
Yeah,
because that's the big thing. He asked for the scorpion things to come. So now shit got real. And then in addition to that, like I said, Mirage, they was like, dang, Scourge is standing right by the panel.
Right.
So Mirage was like, all right, well, I'm going to go and distract him. Knowing that he really couldn't, but I mean, he did. He did because, he uses Mirage powers and everything, distracted them and everything. And Mirage ended up, dying. Or at least we thought at that moment that he was dead.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
so
because he was covering Diaz because Diaz tried to help. It was pretty much Mirage and Diaz against Scourge.
Because at this point, they're down pretty much 3, like we said earlier.
Yeah. And then so while they're going down and while Mirage has hovered over him and everything like that, that's when he ends up fusing with Diaz, right?
Yep.
Yeah, which we get our that he was Mega Man.
That suit was cold.
Mega Man. I feel like Iron Man Iron Man needs to he got 24 hours to respond.
Yeah.
Like, because the way that he was using that suit, pretty much it was Transformer tech. Turns into a suit that he can use, and he was badass with it. He was badass with it, holding his own.
Unfortunately, it was still looking pretty bleak.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was still it was still looking. I'm trying to remember what was the pulse that brought Bumblebee back, because that moment was too fire. Was it when Unicron first started entering?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's what ended up happening. Because like I said, what they sent one of the attack dogs after Elena. You know what I'm saying? She running through, but she still couldn't do it. Scourge seems to be winning. Like I said, Noah. I mean, he's doing his thing. He got the suit, but
him and Optimus they trying to fight.
Him and Optimus trying to fight, but
it was rough.
Yeah, and then so like what ends up happening is there was that energy pulse.
Yeah, it was like a pulse of
it was released by the key.
Oh, that's right. When he destroyed the key.
He destroyed the key, and it sent this huge pulse throughout the valley. And there was all these rocks with all these symbols, and Bumblebee was on top of one of them.
And they had said that a good enough pulse of the energy could bring his spark back.
Yep, and it did.
And so him and was it Stratosphere?
Yeah, because it's been him and Stratosphere. You know what I'm saying? And then like I said, that's when they go on.
Bumblebee came in. He came in on business. He took out the. I don't know if they gave the other one.
They did the flying one. Because that was the Michelle Show one, right?
No, Michelle Yeoh was
Air Razor. So Scourge. Let's see, we got.
They gave his
Ackery. Was that was Liza Koshi's one. The one that one, right?
Nope.
No, that's the one that was the Autobot.
Yeah, it's got. That's what I don't know if they gave his squad a name.
They had to. Nightbird,
that might be it. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. It may have been Nightbird. Terracon Ninja, who transforms to a Nissan Skyline GT.
That's got to be it.
Yeah. Oh, shout out to Transformer. Rodriguez is the first transgender actor to voice act in the franchise history.
Oh, that's dope. I didn't know that.
Yeah, shout out to Michaela J. Rodriguez, man.
That's dope. She was snapping until she got killed by Bumblebee.
Oh no, she was a whole problem.
Yeah,
she was a whole fucking problem.
The first fight, she was putting hands to them.
She was putting hands on her, so she was a whole
put to them.
Yeah.
Up until the very end, I almost felt like whatever energy Bumblebee came back with. You know how when you get energized, you come up, you got all that adrenaline.
Yeah,
he came through. He helped turn the tide for sure.
Definitely. And you know what I'm saying? And then at that time, that's when we get the Optimus Prime finally whooping ass, beating Scourge ass, throwing him he's mushing the shit out of him into the lava and shit like that. And Unicron talking cash shit from up top. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But Scourge asked for more help, and he was like,
Yeah.
This ain't looking good for you. I'm good
bro,
on that.
at some point, Unicron was like, "Yo, Prime, bro, hey, I can give you what you want, fam. Come fuck with me."
He definitely turned
He was
on,
like,
hey,
"Come fuck with me."
Don't trash. All right. What about you though?
Yep, and Prime, you know what I'm saying, doing the ultimate sacrifice, about to sacrifice himself. He destroyed the key to collapse the portal and sacrifice himself. And he was willing to, like, I guess the portal ends up being a vacuum.
Yeah,
so it started sucking everything in. And
I was like, bro, is this a reboot?
Right.
What is
And you know, Noah showed, I think that was also a moment. Noah really willing to risk his life because he came back. Because remember, he told Bumblebee to take him out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they was gone, but then he came back at him.
Yeah, he
and
was
then
also about to die.
he was about to die, but then, Primal came back, you know what I'm saying, to help him out. And then they end up saving it and saving the day.
They pulled him enough that I guess they escaped the vacuum. I ain't gonna lie, that was a little weird for me.
But now my question is,
where Primal been?
Yeah, where the hell Primal been?
I told you, I had so many questions.
Because he didn't go back.
It's a lot of stuff that is like, friend, where were you then for the past?
There's
like,
a whole
15 years?
there's a whole cheetah. There's a cheetah. They got the ape. Like where niggas at?
The Rhino.
Right, the Rhino.
Where y'all been doing? Y'all
Megatron came
chilling in the jungle.
Right.
They back with the tribe.
But the icing on the cake, and this is where I said, oh, I didn't expect this at all. I mean, listen, we watch Marvel movies and we watch DC movies, and those movies have got us prone for in-credit, mid-credit scenes, right?
Was it an in-credit scene? I thought it was like right before the credits.
Yeah, no, I know. But what I'm saying is, right? So here you're thinking, like, here's what I thought, because this is how they normally end a Transformers movie. Everybody ends up well, which that's what they leading. You were seeing everybody, like,
Mirage was back.
Well, before we get to Mirage's back,
Alana, she's on 60 Minutes.
60 Minutes talking because, you know, about the discoveries and everything like that. And, you know, Noah, you know, he this is what we first thought. He seemingly got another job interview. Yeah. Right, you know what I'm saying? So he seemingly got another job interview. Things are seeming promising and everything like that. So we're like, all right, bet she's doing good. He's seeing her on the TV. He's smiling. I'm like, okay. And you know, usually
it definitely ended with got a job, y'all.
And usually it ends with like a Optimus Prime like speech, some hardcore 2000 rock song, him looking into the calling for other Transformers, and you seeing everybody come up. So I'm thinking we getting that, and we, in a sense, we are. They're playing the songs, you're hearing, like, you're seeing everything. So I'm like, all right, let me see. You know, I'm waiting for the speech because the Optimus Prime gives really good fucking speeches,
right.
And you know what I'm saying, and then like they grilling him about this mission.
Yeah, when he go into the job interview, bro knew everything that just happened in Peru. That was the first interview.
Right, and so I'm like, so then
that's where I thought, like you were saying, government. I'm like, okay, the government.
Yeah, okay. And we thought it was going to be old boy, you know, from the first ones. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Who didn't like Wiki and didn't want to call Optimus his real name and Megatron his real name. So I'm thinking it's going to be him. And he's like, look, man, you know what I'm saying? He's like, look, we know everything and we could use somebody on our team. And he opens up the secret door and you see all like the Optimus Prime, all the Transformer tech, right? So I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's that. You know what I'm saying?
Sense, you know?
Makes sense, right?
Then
you know,
when he flip over that card and you see the G.I. Joe.
And I said, like, what? Like, whoa.
So it's like you said, I never read the Transformers G.I. Joe. I think you were saying that there was a comic storyline with it. I never read it.
Yeah.
So this was completely
and I was like, it makes sense because then you start thinking about the G.I. Joe movies, and then like I said, that suit, we kept on calling it Mega Man and thinking about Iron Man, but it was so much. There's been so many mechanical suits in between that we forgot about G.I. Joe's, even forgot about the connection. So now it makes sense. And then again, as they're continuing, that's when you see Noah repair Mirage. You know what I'm saying? Mirage come back and everything like that. But it's just like, yo, they are really doing a Transformers G.I. Joe crossover,
which is insane because I never thought that Transformers would have basically a universe. Yeah. Like, obviously you have the Transformers films. Yeah. But for it to like, all right, we're gonna bring in this, we're gonna bring in that. I never thought I would see it with Transformers. Yeah. Because like I was saying at the very beginning, I go into these movies just needing the action. Now I gotta pay attention to the storyline. I gotta see what connects to where, and it's just crazy to think. Yeah, and it was just done very well. Mm-hmm. It was subtle enough that it didn't beat you over the head with it. Yeah, and our whole theater lit up. Yeah.
Everybody was like, oh!
Yeah.
And so, like, man, yeah, I haven't been excited for another Transformers in a while.
Right.
And now I'm excited for what to come.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Now I want to go back and do the research. Now I want to go back and pay attention. I might watch these G.I. Joe films.
Right.
What's going to get pulled from those.
And shout out Toby Nwigwe. He knows about the Transformers now too. Remember, he was there when Noah was preparing it. Yeah. Because remember, he bet him. He was like, this $20, you ain't gonna get this old ass piece of car to work again. And when he came up, Mirage, so like, hey, he owe you $20 because hey, I'm here and I'm talking. And so I'm just like, man,
I'm excited to see where they go from here because I think now they're in a new era that it's like, this is gonna be dope. We're gonna marry the action and a good story.
Yeah. So what do you think would have got you to a 5 for this?
It was a little too comedic at times.
Yeah. The comedy, like I said, I like the balance of it, but like there was certain moments where I'm like, all right, come on now.
Yeah.
You know?
And I get it. A lot of it was definitely coming from Mirage.
Yeah.
And knowing obviously that Pete Davidson was voicing him, it makes sense. But you could have toned down the jokes a little bit. Yeah, and for me, also, I guess I know, because I go to these and I expect a good one-liner from Optimus Prime, and he didn't give it to me. Like when he was fighting with niggas, and he was like, "Give me your face," and he ripped his face off. Like he always had like a finisher, one-liner move. I thought he had one for Scourge.
He did, but it didn't hit like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I was kind of upset. I was like, man. And then like also like the fight was beastie, but like Optimus was getting handed, and I'm just like, bro, I need Optimus to have some beastie fight.
But I think this is supposed to show young. I guess
young Optimus, because even Optimus Prime was like, hey man, he ain't Optimus Prime. I thought he was gonna be G.
I feel like Optimus Prime in that moment was definitely all of us.
Yeah.
Because bro was just on some like you said, I was like, bro, this ain't Optimus, who's dude?
And the timeline threw me off. That's what meant. Yeah. Because technically they're from the future. Because
but also from the past.
Because when they went to the portal, that's what I said. I think the Primals in general is an old it's an old culture, right? And so this is what I believe, but again, I don't know because they didn't really.
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, I believe so the Primals is an old culture before Optimus Prime, right?
Okay.
But they're both running in tangent. Whatever. Remember, they wasn't on. I
thought this is where the timeline throws me off. I thought that was future Cybertron.
Oh, so no. So they was there. So I was assuming that was not Cybertron because for what they showed us, Cybertron didn't look like that.
That's what I thought.
Right.
That's what I thought in the future.
Here's what I'm assuming. That whatever Earth they're on, where the Primals are, that's an old civilization of Transformers, and it's been going, right? And then you have Cybertron, and then Cybertron, whatever happened, the war of Cybertron, wherever the Transformers that we saw, the Autobots that we saw went to Earth when Optimus Primal was born and everything like that, because of everything that happened, and when and because they had to go back in time, that like they're still like in the same time. That's why he knows about Optimus Prime.
He's named after Optimus Prime.
So they had to end up going back in time, and they end up pretty much going back in time there. And it's a lot, but again, I don't know. But that's my theory.
Yeah, but I can understand if you were saying that's the reason why you're gonna take some away because the way that they're explaining time. Yes.
Yeah.
I gave up, so I was just like, whatever, man.
So yeah, man. But I want to hear from y'all. One, again, what is on your Robin mixtape? You can tell us your full mixtape. You can tell us a couple of songs, but we need to know on your Robin mixtape, what is you putting on there? And then also,
what non-hip hop song are you putting on there?
Oh yeah, what's the non-hip hop, the weirdest song on there?
What's the song that's not hip hop that you would put on there? Because I don't got that for myself.
Yeah. And I want to know, is this getting you back excited about Transformers or not? Let us know in the comments down below. But as always, this is the only podcast that blend hip hop culture and geek culture together, and we are out.
Peace.